Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Adyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. So this is the start of eclipse season, and this is the first eclipse in Leo at 29 degrees in Uttara Falguni. This will be on March 13th and 14th. Depending on where you live. Now, the lunar eclipse will be affecting Europe, much of Asia, Australia, Africa, North America, South America, Pacific, Atlantic, Arctic, and Antarctic. And on the screen here, you can see all the major cities that it will affect. Now, it's going to affect everyone individually as well. And the cities is just where we will see the most action happen, but this affects everyone differently and depending upon your chart. So let's get into this. Now, since this is in Leo, it's going to bring up themes of leaders, children, education, celebrities, and relationship matters, just to name a few things. We also have Ketu in Virgo, which is bringing up themes of daily routines, civil servants, conflicts, enemies, health matters, war. Now, the lunar eclipse can bring a temporary darkness that can fill the mind of leaders, the masses, not knowing what to do, being in fear. Some may feel an identity crisis as the light is being taken over by Rahu. It is an illusion that becomes reality, but it is not reality itself, as we are forced to face what's been inside our minds that seems to be manifesting, but we interpret it the wrong way. It's just showing us that what was inside all along. Everything that we see on the outside is a projection of what's in. Uncontrollable desire can also happen in relationships, lust, and sex. Many people will be protesting against dark agendas and the leaders because of trade, money, businesses, and possibly their own rights. The major protest will happen in April, but as we get closer to April, this intensifies. And we already see that happening all over the world. So this nakshatra relates to springtime, spring cleaning, when it's time to clear out the old and get ready for the new. How can we help and receive help from others in terms of money, family, and resources? We are reevaluating our friendships and partnerships, and some may have to part ways. We have some enemies in our circles. These can result in verbal fights or conflicts that come head to head. For the world, it's alliances in many countries. This can bring prosperity and wealth through shared resources or something that you did not work for. It can be cruel and sharp and suddenly create a change that is needed. Many will want their own independence and individuality and to be self-reliant. Many will have spiritual awakenings in order to make them realize that this independence was within all along. Some may face a drastic cutting away of resources in order to realize this. And some may have to rely on shared resources, which will make them want their independence back. Many new careers can open through this transformation. Secret knowledge will help many to acquire money out of nowhere and from working alone or in foreign partnerships or clients. Many will be very competitive because there is also many cuts to the job market as well. Leaders will be serving the masses from ego and a sense of superiority. Changes are happening in how the kingdoms are run around the world. In modern day, this is the government. Uttara Falguni represents the north, so this is telling us that most of the events will come from this direction of the world, North America, for example. This forces us to make corrections in our life that will benefit us in the end. With Ketu here, it wants us to let go of the way things were done in the past. Rahu is in Purva Bhadrapada. This is showing a transformation is occurring in the matters of the masses, the public, alliances, and groups. Many will resist this change. Leaders will use this as an opportunity to their advantage with underhanded plots by the elites in shadow government. Remember, this is all a play. And they know astrology. They know this was going to happen long before it happened. Now, I say it's a play because look at Trump and Zelensky, how they had a fight in the Oval Office. Well, a day later, a skit was made on Saturday Night Live portraying this. How do you create a script, an entire set, get all the actors, get all the wardrobes and everything in one day? You don't. It means you already knew it was going to happen. It's all a play. In our personal lives, we want to resist this change as K2 is here. The mind is being eclipsed and it's hard to process our own emotions correctly, but with K2 here, the key is letting go, but also not falling into the agenda. So remember, there's a change that needs to happen, but that doesn't mean that you have to fall for the agenda at play. Now, this letting go can have to do with money and family, a change in our business or alliances. These things need repairs. Our financial situation needs repairs, our relationship and health. For leaders, they are facing a financial crisis that needs to be repaired. This Pada is teaching us not to get involved in our work so much that we forget about others, not to get so involved in our hobbies that we forget about our work, and it is important to teach others. It also teaches us to go towards spirituality and to trust. Pada 2, where K2 is showing us that we will be able to see the mistakes and the details of what we need to change, and that the only thing that is stopping us is laziness. It is about a jewelry maker who is given all the tools but still doesn't make the garland. People will need our help during this time, and some will not help them, even though they have the ability to do so, even after promising to do so, which is kind of like the government. This will bring up matters of children and education. When we educate others, it will lead us to be unstuck in life. K2 Moon can make people very fearful and concentrate on the past so that they're not able to let go of it. This can be in relationships as well. Saturn is directly aspecting the moon, amplifying these fears of change and transformation. Much hidden information will come to light about dark agendas, and a mass awakening will happen. This is in Sagittarius Navamsha, so matters of religion, higher education, foreign affairs, foreign relations and policies will pop up and are already happening right now. The 9th house also is about courts, judges, the United Nations, world organizations, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, foreign politics, foreign trade, import, export, the shipping, the Navy. There could also be a death of a leader or a religious leader, celebrities as well. Dramatic weather events can occur with fire, heat, water. Now, K2 in Virgo in the 2nd house is in Capricorn Navamsha. It is matters of government and corporations, and there is a split from how things were run in these areas. In the US, this is affecting its money, and in Canada, its leader and reputation. So there's an ending. There's going to be an ending for a lot of leaders. Some can be death, and some can be just gotta leave. Sun and Saturn are in Purva Bhaddara Pada in the 7th house. So the story of this Pada involves a man who hasn't been taking care of his responsibilities. Instead, he was involved with prostitutes, drinking, and eating bad food. It is those who are selfish with bad morals. Instead of continuing the work of their previous generations, they are indulging themselves. Someone who portrays himself one way with his actions but is different behind the scenes. The leaders and the civil servants, the medical community can be acting this way as well. There's a lack of compassion for the masses. Someone who is consumed by their wealth and stop caring for the elderly. Now, this could have to do with Social Security, veterans, and then they stop caring also for their parents due to overinflated ego. Themes of diseases are here too for the rich man, but it can bring up themes of diseases as well, because the next eclipse, there are some themes of diseases that can pop up, and I think that's bird flu. The theme for this Pada also is selfishness and indulgence in illegal activities for benefit, verbal abuse and violence, and lying to others due to this karma. Problems can arise from not following your daily routine. It is important to control our desires at this time. There can be issues with education and children. Now we have Rahu in the 8th house with Venus retrograde, and Venus is revisiting the matters of partnerships, relationships, and business contracts. These can be done in an unusual way or a selfish way. We're reviewing the matters from the past couple months. People and exes relationships can come back, or ex-business partnerships can come back. This is in Uttara Bhadrapada in the first pada, which is the Leo Navamsha, and this is dealing with children, creativity, learning, mantra sadhana, romance, speculation, the mentality, the leaders, leadership qualities, power, the throne. Leaders are reviewing decisions made about money and trade due to backlash from the masses. Some will be withdrawing their support from these leaders. This is a transformation. Leaders should be protecting the land and fighting wars, but they are involved in trade due to overindulgence in material pursuits. This also brings themes of prostitution, ego issues and pride, and a sense of morality. Disputes with seniors can pop up, disrespecting one's lineage. There is a lack of proper communication, harsh words that come from leaders, a lack of support from neighboring countries, and a loss of reputation. Leaders have a corrupt and diabolical plan when it comes to the war and business partnerships, international affairs, relations with other countries, competitors, foreign policies, litigation, foreign trade. Remember, both sides are run by the same people at the top. This is why I say it's a play, to get us to hate each other, to get us to pick sides and then divide and conquer. So we must not give in to that. This involves the masses and cuts and destruction in the ways that governments are run. A major loss is in effect, as this is the 12th house lord in the first house, which is being eclipsed. A lack of emotion and empathy towards others and only fixating on themselves will be their downfall. A fixation on money and resources, going in different directions. There is a loss in money and possessions. There is a possibility of a loss of a leader as well, and this can be from a very unexpected event, a dark crime of sorts. Mars is in the 11th house, so be careful of crypto scams. A lot of money is being lost here from leaders and celebrities. The markets are being heavily affected, and this is done on purpose. Trade will be transformed, and so will relationships. Significant money can come from inheritances, shared resources, and money that you did not earn, or taxes. And this will involve, this eclipse, creative artists, entertainers, superstars, public figures that can be in sports or entertainment, people in high positions, teachers, astrologers, marriage counselors, anything connected to the United Nations, diplomats, bankers, creditors, social workers, any kind of high position of authority. So that's just a little bit about what I see for this eclipse, and I'll have a video for the next one coming up soon. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.